I used to think changing my body was just about counting macros and crushing workouts. I had the spreadsheets, the meal plans. I followed every fitness influencer and devoured every new ultimate fat loss hack. I thought if I just had enough discipline, the results would follow. But I wasn't prepared for the real battle, the one happening in my mind. My name is Eric. I started my transformation journey over 2 years ago. At first I was motivated, fired up. I made it through the first few weeks, no problem. But then, like clockwork, the doubt crept in. I'd look in the mirror and still see the same guy. The scale would stall for a week, and I'd start telling myself I wasn't cut out for this, that maybe I'd already missed my chance. I started to feel like a fraud, showing up to the gym, trying to act motivated, but inside I was slipping. I didn't need a new diet. I didn't need a new workout. I needed to fix my mindset. And that's when I found the Burn It Nutrition podcast. That episode 10, was different. Joseph wasn't just talking about carbs and calories, he was talking about identity. About how the biggest transformations don't start in the gym. They start in your mind. He talked about that inner voice. The one that whispers you're not good enough. The one that tells you to quit when no one's watching. The one that reminds you of every past failure like it's trying to protect you. But he also explained how that voice doesn't have to win. Joseph shared that real transformation is emotional. It's messy. And that's normal. He broke down how to set up your mental framework to outlast the ups and downs. How to tie your goals to something deeper than just looking good for summer. He gave tools to build grit. Not the fake kind you see on Instagram, but the kind that gets you through those dark mornings when the scale hasn't moved, when you're exhausted, when you're doubting if it's worth it. And then he said something that stuck with me. If you can win the battle in your mind, the body will follow. It hit me because I'd been trying to change my body without ever changing the story I was telling myself. So I made a shift. I started journaling my thoughts each day after workouts. I stopped chasing perfection and started focusing on consistency. I reframed plateaus as progress, not failure. I stopped waiting for motivation and started building habits that didn't depend on it. And over time, I started winning. Not just on the scale, but in my mind. If you're listening to this and you've ever started and stopped, if you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, why can't I just do this? You're not alone. The truth is, you don't need another secret hack. You need a new mindset. And this episode of the Burn It Nutrition podcast is where that journey begins. I invite you to listen to the full interview with our host, Joseph Navarro, where he takes you deep into the mental game of body transformation and how to master it, not just for short-term change, but for lasting success. You can listen now at burnitnutrition.com/podcast10 or search Burn It Nutrition on iTunes or Spotify. And before you go, let's talk about one of the simplest yet most powerful upgrades to your health hydration. Most people think hydration is just about drinking water, but the key is electrolyte balance. That is why I use Element electrolytes daily. With the right mix of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, your body functions at its best. It keeps me hydrated, supports my workouts, and improves recovery. Right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any purchase. Just go to drinkelement.com/burnit to grab yours. Start mastering the mental game, because that's where real transformation begins. Listen to the full episode now at burnitnutrition.com/podcast10. And I'll see you in the next Burn It clip.